As millions are finding out while diving into the likes of Elden Ring, it's the mysteries and random payoffs that can make gaming so much fun. Almost like a return to the days before the internet, before you could Google every last part of a given title's secrets. Open world titles or games with huge open components to them in general can hide all sorts of dynamic encounters only a handful of players will ever see. I'm Scott from WhatCulture.com, and these are the 10 rarest events in open world video games. Number 10, the Painted Cow. The Elder Scrolls V SKYRIM. SKYRIM is home to an abundance of strange and out-of-left-field encounters. It could take up 10 whole spots by itself thanks to the sheer amount of content on offer. Let's take a closer look at 2 across this list though, starting with the Painted Cow. This event has no known way to get triggered, so you'll need some blind luck on your side. You'll know that you're about to witness the encounter when you see a farmer leading a painted cow towards a giant's camp. When spoken to, the farmer will say he's offering the cow to the giants in order to protect the rest of his livestock. This encounter also has multiple endings, unlike other NPC encounters in the game. Most have a fixed narrative that won't change, but here there are 2 endings, and in one we see the giants reject the cow and kill the farmer, the cow actually escaping. The other has the giants accept the cow and allow the farmer to leave peacefully. The cow doesn't get eaten and instead goes on to live with the giants in perfect happiness, until you stop monitoring what's going on anyway. Number 9, the bad ending. Dying Light 2. Obvious spoilers for Dying Light 2. The sequel to Techland's open world masterpiece brings back the fun and thrill of parkouring across a luscious cityscape, along with the joy of slicing and dicing your way through those zombie hordes. It also has multiple branching story paths and several endings to try and obtain. One of the more elusive endings requires you make a lot of wrong choices during specific events across your playthrough. This awful ending shows the city of Velador devastated by the launch of some missiles that you failed to stop. Lawan is dead, Hakon is dead, and Mia is also dead. Topping it all off, if you side with Juan till the end, he decides to hide away from civilization, hoarding all the food and supplies he can get his hands on, leaving any survivors to starve and waste away. What does your main character Aiden do? Well, nothing. He just leaves the city and goes back to being a pilgrim. If for some reason you want this horrific ending, just follow these simple steps at key moments in the game. Firstly, kill Hakon in the church when the opportunity arises. Next, give the VNC tower to the Peacekeepers, but give it to Juan instead of Jack Matt. Don't romance Luan at any point in the game, and lastly, save Luan during X13. Congratulations, you now get the most depressing ending in a video game since Mass Effect 2's complete suicide mission failure. Number 8, the Normandy drops by. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a video game that has certainly come a long way from its original release in 2016. Receiving a lot of criticism for being a half-baked title, Hello Games continuously updated and turned No Man's Sky into a game worthy of owning, with reviewers and critics praising it profusely from 2020 onwards. Between the dates of 18th to the 31st of May 2021 and then the dates of the 8th to the 21st of December 2021, a special themed expedition took place. Players could attempt to get a hold of Mass Effect's SR-1 Normandy as one of their frigates. Players had to play the expedition between those dates to have even a chance of finding and owning this iconic ship. Expeditions as a mission type offer the chance to win cosmetic rewards as you reach certain challenge milestones. Changing every week, one of the cosmetic rewards was the Normandy itself. Though to maintain exclusivity, anyone who didn't grab the ship on those specified dates can no longer acquire it at all. Number 7, the Reaper, Persona 5. The Persona series as a whole has lots of fun and sneakily hidden secrets. Most come in the form of special bosses that will take some finessing to find. The Reaper is one of those rare encounters, a powerful and intimidating foe that most players will have missed on their first run through. So strong that even high-level players who have gotten good gear can be wiped out in mere seconds. Caution is a must if you wish to do battle. Even Morgana and the rest of the gang will comment on how powerful the aura of the Reaper is when it finally rears its head. To get the Reaper to appear, players need to meander around in mementos for quite some time, never leaving the floor that they're on. After a good chunk of time has passed, you'll eventually start to hear some chains rattling. This is a good sign or a bad one depending on how you want to view it. If the player continues to wait around, the Reaper will eventually turn up and immediately make a beeline straight towards them. Hopefully you're ready, because this is a supremely hard and well-hidden fight for a reason. Number 6, Dark Energy Dissertation, Mass Effect 3. One of many instances in Mass Effect 3 that relied on specific things happening in both previous games. During Mission Citadel Medigel Sabotage, you must have spoken to and completed all of Conrad Werner's tasks. Doing so will make Werner a potential war asset during this mission, and he'll give you access to his Dark Energy Dissertation, worth a whopping dropping 1 whole point towards your galactic readiness endgame stat. You can also snag some more points for the galactic readiness meter if you've been super diligent with your time to this point. You'll need to have finished the following quests: Feros Data Recovery, a fetch quest that must be completed not long after you destroy the Thorian; UNC Asari Writings, an incredibly tedious collectible quest where you need to find 14 writings spread throughout the galaxy and buy the Elkos Combined Armory license from a vendor. Until this point, most of these had felt pretty pointless, but beating all 3 nets you an incredible boost to the dissertation in the form of 4 more points. Yes, if you hadn't guessed, these amounts are arguably not worth all that effort, but the triggering of them is certainly rare because of it. Number 5, the Ghost Ship, The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is a sprawling open world game with so much to discover. From references to Doctor Who's Weeping Angels to character Burner Bran being found chained to a rock if Geralt gets her sentenced to death during the story. Even rarer though is the strange instance of a ghost ship that appears at a specific location at a specific time of day. To peek a glimpse at this eerie sight, players will need to be roaming the seas around Skellig and Hindisfjall on the Skelliger map at around 1 AM. If done correctly, you'll be greeted by the sight of a ghostly blue transparent ship. However, you have to be quick as this encounter doesn't last very long, the ship disappearing below the surface once more. This ghost ship can't be interacted with, so just enjoy the sight for what it is: a scary random encounter on the seas of a mysteriously dark fantasy world. Number 4, Kilbin, Final Fantasy VII. The gargantuan Final Fantasy games are filled with hidden secrets and bosses, especially strewn across their wider open world maps. Some secrets players may never discover unless they have a guide to hand, or are adamant about searching every nook and cranny. Kilbin is one of those rare encounters, with the odds of stumbling into battle with them supremely small. The zone that Kilbin spawns in is called the Rocky Path, located within the Whirlwind Maze. Rocky Path is an area most players will quickly breeze through due to how small it is overall, meaning this creature is barely ever talked about. Kilbin then is a bizarre looking enemy that takes the form of a die. It will fight the player by rolling itself and then attacking according to whatever number it lands on. Each number correlates to a spell, such as casting fire or ice, slowing party members down, or just healing itself. All this said, fear not, as despite being rare and looking quite intimidating, Kilbins are complete pushovers, posing very little threat despite their rarity. Number 3, a literal vampire, Red Dead Redemption 2. From the studio that bought you the heart inside GTA 4's Statue of Happiness, it's no surprise Red Dead Redemption 2 is also filled to the brim with random secrets. One rare encounter comes in the form of a vampire, also known as the Saint-Denis vampire. To find him, you must undergo the task of finding 5 pieces of mysterious writing that line the walls of Saint-Denis. These can be found in any order, after which Arthur or John will jot down a location in their journal in the guise of a pentagram. The location itself is in an alley just south of the cathedral, with players needing to go there between 12 and 1 AM. Once in the right spot, you'll be met with a grisly sight: the vampire drinking the blood of his newest victim. This particular creature of the night is surprised that somebody managed to find him and will be hostile from the get-go, threatening you to leave or you'll be his next victim. If you stay and fight, well, good luck, as it's a one-hit kill should you get hit by any attack. Succeed though and you'll be awarded the incredibly rare ornate dagger, as well as some stringy meat and 2 bat wings. Tasty. Number 2, Mike the Liar, The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. A character most Skyrim players will have missed, Mike the Liar has quite the reputation amongst fans of Elder Scrolls overall. However, he's still one of the hardest encounters to stumble across, mainly as there's no correlation on how to get him to pop up, similar to the Painted Cow. This mischievous Khajiit wanders around spreading hilarious misinformation and appears as an Easter egg for completionists. Mike has appeared in every Elder Scrolls game since Morrowind, where this devilish feline made one hell of an impact. Thankfully, Mike is harmless and does nothing more than make ludicrous comments about people and certain situations, ranging from combat tips about trying to fight with 2 swords, in-jokes about how Winterhold was once referenced as a city before Skyrim, and much more. And number 1, Mordin Solus lives? Mass Effect 3. Finishing this off, let's head back to Mass Effect 3 with one of the rarest encounters in the game: Mordin Solus surviving the events on Tuchanka. Getting this to happen requires very specific actions to be taken at key points across the trilogy, as well as having a high enough renegade skill to pull off the necessary dialogue options. So where to start? Well, firstly, you're going to need to go back to Mass Effect 1 and have Rex killed on Vermeer. Second, during Mordin's loyalty mission in Mass Effect 2, you'll need to destroy all of Malon's data. Third, you must tell no one about the STG sabotage to the Shroud Tower. Lastly, the only way to stop Mordin dispensing the cure in the moment is to use the renegade option, which takes quite a few points to get in the first place. If you're successful in all of these areas, you'll manage to convince Mordin that it's for the greater good to not dispense the cure. Mordin will then insist he needs to go into hiding, pretending that he died while curing the genophage. Mordin will become a war asset for you to use in the endgame, avoiding death but never being seen again. And those are our picks for the rarest events in open world games. Let me know your favorites down in the comments below, and please subscribe to the WhatCulture Gaming Podcast. For now, I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com, and I'll catch you soon.